Welcome to Barrett Jackson 2024 West Palm Beach. Today's the big day, Saturday. I'm going to try to conserve the most battery as possible to show you the most things as possible. So let's go inside and check things out. Of course, we start things off with the new Ford GTD Mustang. I think only 300 and some made, putting at like around $400,000. It's the most expensive Mustang, and like Ford's new Halo car that replaced the Ford GT. Of course, it mimics the GTD Ford Mustang that they raced in the IMSA series. Very wide body with these fender vents and stuff like that on it. Very cool. Love the paint color as well. Be an up close look of that rear wing and rear body area. Couldn't get this close during the Rolex 24, but very interesting to see it up close. Very cool. Ford GTD Mustang. Here's a brand new 2024 Shelby Super Snake, which has over 850 horsepower. This was unveiled Thursday here at West Palm Beach. This was a car that was on the stage, and this has this, you know, being the 60th anniversary of Mustang this week, has that red, same red color that the original Mustang had. Of course, look at the insignia here on the Super Snake. Also, speaking to the guys at the Shelby booth, they said there's a supercharged Coyote pushing out over 850 horsepower, and it is a Whipple supercharger tuned by Shelby themselves. Carbon fiber wing and your rear valence here. Carbon fiber valence. Very sick. Of course, on the Super Snake, you have special hood vents as well on the hood. You have special, almost like the Dark Horse almost, on these black moldings around the headlights. Fender vents, of course the Shelby insignia. These nice Shelby wheels. These are probably Super Snake only wheels. Very nice setup for the new Super Snake Shelby. And here is the 1968 GT500. Not the one from the movie, but one of the licensed Eleanor cars that was produced around the early 2000s before, you know, the lawsuit got involved and they finally settled out of court, in which you don't have to license these cars anymore. But here is all the film information from the movie. And of course, you have the famous Go Baby Go shifter in the middle here. And of course, it does have nitrous in the back as well. And here is your nitrous bottle on the back. That's pretty cool. I love that glowing center plate area. 1968 Shelby GT500 Eleanor edition. Alright, here you have matching VIN Dodge Demons. You have the Demon 170 over here, and you have the old Demon from 2018 over here. On this auction, these cars will be split up. And now, the reason you can tell the difference between the 170 and the old Demon, the 170 does not have the fender bulge in the front, unlike the original from 2018 has the fender bulge. But everything else is pretty much the same. Of course, the engine is a little more, has more horsepower. But Dodge Demon VIN matching set going up for auction today at Barrett Jackson. Here's something special, limited edition. These are the Hendrick Motorsports Garage 56 edition Chevrolet Camaros. Of course, this is a tribute to the Garage 56 car that ran at Le Mans this past year with Jimmy Johnson, Jenson Button, Mike Rockefeller. Of course, it has the same basic design the race car had. And of course, these are put out by Hendrick Motorsports, Rick Hendrick, City Chevrolet, and a bunch of other dealerships around the U.S. Here it is, as the sign says, Holy Grail. This is one of the cars I wanted to come see out here today. This is actually Burt Reynolds' personal Pontiac Trans Am. One of the last cars he actually registered in his name. It's basically just like the Smoking the Advantage Trans Am, down to the CB antenna. Of course, there's your CB. just like in the movie. Awesome. Of course, Burt Reynolds just lived just north of here in Jupiter. That's where the car was mostly at. I think this is the same car that Danny Coker did on his show on History Channel on County Customs, where he redid a couple of his cars. But this is really cool, seeing Burt Reynolds' actual Trans Am. And he actually had the Band 1 license plate that was registered in Florida as well. Pretty awesome. I never knew this existed, but this is apparently VIN number 1100 Dodge Demon convertibles. It's probably the only one of one. This is pretty crazy. This is the new Dodge. This is the 170 Dodge as well. This is crazy. They don't even make production convertible Challengers, let alone a Demon. But here it is, a Dodge Demon convertible. Here's a better angle of that Dodge Demon convertible. This is pretty crazy. I never knew this existed. This is basically Millionaire's Row at Barrett-Jackson, especially when we get to the Ford GTs. But this is the very special one. This is the Allan Mann Heritage Edition Ford GT. I think these came out either 2022 or 2023. These were like, Allan Mann was a special like testing team for the early Ford GT40s back in the late 60s. He raced his car at Sebring, I believe. And here is the Heritage Edition to capture that moment in Ford racing history. Now, of course, you have the famous red and white and gold paint scheme on it. Of course, you have the carbon fiber wheels. This is probably the car of the auction right here. This will probably be like the highest bidding car, my prediction of the auction. So we'll stay tuned and see what happens later on today. Allan Mann Heritage Edition Ford GT. Of course, you can't talk about South Florida without talking about Jimmy Buffett. This was his Nash Metropolitan. He had this in like South Florida, Key West area, which perfect car for this. This car was sold yesterday, I think for like $60-some thousand, and it's going to North Carolina. Show you the interior of this thing. Very simple, nice and small, and just enough room for two, if any. Of course, this would be perfect for like the narrow streets of Key West. Nash Metropolitan, owned by Jimmy Buffett. Alright, this car has a cool story. If you watched the broadcast last night, the original owner passed away and he had two sisters, and the guy left this Viper and a Prowler. And one sister got the Prowler, she kept that, and the other sister got the Viper. So she sold the Viper last night on Barrett-Jackson. While this car was on the block, she was going crazy for this car when it was getting bringing the big monies in, and it sold for $70,000. And it was just ecstatic, and it was pretty much the highlight of the night last night on Barrett-Jackson. It's a really clean Viper, hardtop, first generation, $70,000. This car pretty much shocked the world yesterday. This was the Greenwood special Chevrolet Corvette that was actually in the Corvette Museum. And of course, Greenwood, if you know your IMSA history, he was a driver in the IMSA Camel GT series in the early 70s to mid 70s. He had that famous red, white, and blue Corvette that had like Spirit of America, Spirit of Sebring, Spirit of Daytona on it. And of course, he built in the later 70s, he built custom Corvettes just like his race car that had the flared out fenders and the special air dams and the special tail panels and wide fenders to match his race car. So look what all he did on these cars with these wide fenders, and look at the wide wing extended out just like his IMSA GT car. Very cool. And they didn't make many production of these. Most of these you see are the reproduction versions or a kit, but this is the actual Greenwood Corvette, which is why it went for $200,000 yesterday, which I still believe Well, actually, it's the highest car of the auction as of right now. There's John Greenwood. Look at this thing. Pure 1970s bodywork on this thing. Awesome. This car isn't going to the auction today, but of course you hear the name Yenko when you think of Chevrolet specialty cars. But this is no ordinary Yenko. This is a 1,000 horsepower twin turbo C8 Corvette. Of course, you can look through here. There is the whole setup for your twin turbos. Special intake. Of course, the twin turbos are exhaust behind the exhaust over there. But pretty amazing car. Of course, we have the traditional Yenko stripes like you see on the other Camaros. Amazing stuff here. A Yenko C8 Corvette twin turbo, 1,000 horsepower. Wow. Digging the wheels, kind of a little busy, but really digging it. Here's the whole car. Here's another car that's not going up for auction, but it's pretty awesome. This is like the Trans Am Depot's 69 Chevelle. Of course, they started with a newer Camaro, and then they put the custom bodywork on it. But it has the kind of right proportions of a 1970 Chevelle convertible. Of course, you have the bulging fenders like you would have on the 70, as well as the rears. I love the wheels on this thing. And the paint color, of course, you look at the back here, looks just like a 70 Chevelle. The tail panel, the body corners, more rounded roof line like you would have on a Camaro. But look on the inside, you see a lot of Camaro dashboard interior. But 1970 Chevelle, and of course you have the cowl hood here as well. 1970 Chevelle on a newer Camaro platform by Trans Am Depot out of Tallahassee. Of course, you remember the TV show they used to have on Discovery Channel. Pretty cool. Got a beautiful square body here known as Boogie Nights. Beautiful painted on graphics to mimic those 1970s graphics that were available through GM. These custom mirrors on the side. Loving these. Looks like TMI seats almost. Love this truck. Love the color of it. These gold wheels, these looks like mag wheels, but they're not. Love it. Boogie Night square body C10. Check out the bed here. Very clean bed. Pretty awesome. I think I've seen this truck before in a couple of magazines. Even though the grill says 454, I think it is LS powered 6.2 liter. Very cool truck. But here's something you don't see every day, a Dodge Omni, but this is a special Dodge Omni, the Shelby GLS edition. Of course, GLS means, according to Shelby, goes like hell some more. Of course, you had the regular GLH version as well. I mean, this is a really nice example of a Shelby Omni. And it sold for $18,000. Very cool setup here. Of course, this one is a 86. Especially unique piece in Carroll Shelby history. Of course, you had the Dodge Dakotas, the Shelby Daytonas when he was at Dodge as well. And of course, he had development help when he was with. Of course, Shelby had a hand in the Dodge Viper development as well back in the early stages. But this is part of his chapter when he was with Dodge in the late 80s, early 90s. Not going up for auction today, but this is a beautiful 1972 Ford F100. Put on display by Velocity Restorations. Look at this leather interior with the classic dash with the modern screen in the center. Love this paint color because it's very similar to my C10. Love the wheels, and the bed, and the hidden gas cap in the bedside. Look at this. The white and the blue just works well together. And of course, if you want a matching Mustang, they have that too. Gorgeous F100 here. Wow. Even the headliner. Jesus. This is like the best F100 I've ever seen in my life. Very amazing truck. Alright, here's something pretty cool. Here's a Back to the Future DeLorean. This isn't a movie used car or anything like that, but it has all the correct pieces to make it a DeLorean from the movie, such as the coils and everything like that. Doesn't have the Mr. Coffee on top. This has little thrusters. And there's your plutonium chamber right there. It's pretty detailed. It's not exactly like it was in the movie, but it's pretty close. But it's pretty... Look at all the detail in this project here. They make kits for this. Of course, it's open. There's your famous flux capacitor right there. And there's your dates. It tells you how much fuel you got left. As you turn it on, it's awesome, just like in the movie. Here at Barrett Jackson, Back to the Future DeLorean. Here's a very special car, Mark Donohue edition AMC Javelin. Of course, Mark Donohue was in everything from Formula One to NASCAR, Trans Am racing, IMSA, IndyCar, you name it, he was in it. And of course, during this time, he was racing Trans Am. He was racing, Trans Am series for Roger Penske with AMC backing. And I think he won the championship in the AMC Javelin. And this to commemorate that championship or success he had in the Trans Am series, they made a Mark Donohue edition Javelin. And during this time, he only lasted 10 years until he died in an F1 accident. But he's kind of like, I would say, you can kind of compare Mark Donohue to like a Kyle Larson almost, because he did almost everything, race anything, and was very successful in everything he did. There he goes, the Mark Donohue edition AMC Javelin. Of course, if there's a GNX, I gotta stop and look and do a video. The 1987 Buick GNX, I think this was like 300 something out of 547. Of course, the real GNX has the fender bumps and the fender, the side fender vents. Of course, these GNX wheels, but everything, and it has the torque bar that runs the length of the underneath. But this is the ultimate G-body, my dream car right here, 1987 Buick GNX. It's a shame all these cars are so like piled on top of each other, you can't get a really good look, but awesome. Now this may look familiar to you if you know the movie Joe Dirt that came out in 2001. This was the car that Joe Dirt drove in the beginning of the movie. Of course, in the movie, the security guard dropped the gate and it took off the wing, but here is the car from the movie. Pretty cool. And of course, David Spade is a hardcore car fan. He is a big Mopar fan as well. He actually bought that bronze Dodge Daytona at Mecum a couple years ago. So it's pretty cool that he has a Dodge Daytona that was in the movie. Pretty cool. And of course over here you have kit as well. And it has the correct dashboard inside, but I can't really get to it, but there you go. And of course there's a replica of the Easy Rider chopper over there as well. Pretty cool movie cars right here.
One 8-ton battery tank is fully refurbished and completely operational. 820 horsepower battle tank. Fully refurbished and fully operational 185 battle tank, a 37.4-liter 10-cylinder four-stroke engine, V90 configuration, multi fuel capability. Ladies and gentlemen, you'll be the only one on the block for one. Here's lot number 696.
That's sitting that shit so sweaty. You don't realize how much money you have, how much space you have in that shit. You're gonna sweat your ass off.
These rarely come for sale in this condition. Here's your opportunity right here. This is rolling. This example has received a no excuse. Full frame off, rotisserie, nut and bolt, professional restoration. Car was completely disassembled, stripped with bare metal, just like Mr. Steve told you. One of only 239 judges from the 1969 that was powered with a 400 cubic inch. But most importantly, this is an M21 factory 4-speed close race field car. PHS documented, folks. This is the real deal. Rare car, right? Rare 4. 135, 140, 140,000 on it. 135, 140,000 on it. 35, 40, 140,000 on it. 135, 40, 140,000 on it. 140,000 on it. 140,000 on it. Examples produced to commemorate the NASCAR Spec Camaro Z01 race car. This one has 11 actual miles. Motorsports and Garage 56 badging throughout. Remarkable example here of the Z01 Garage 56 Special Edition. And now Sunday, what's that? 155. I had that over here. Give me 160 if you want it. 160, 155 and now 60. Jody's in 155. He goes 60, Mike. 160, 155, 60, 60 now. 60, that car's worth the money. 160,000 on here. 160,000 no sir, Jody in 155, 60. 160,000 on here. Now it's powered by a 6.6-liter 8-cylinder engine paired to an automatic transmission. This is the only current licensed intact Burt Reynolds Trans Am left. Now this one only has 45,330 miles on it, ladies and gentlemen. This Bandit is currently titled in Burt's name and has his current and valid registration for the license plate. Ownership has been authenticated by a member of the Burt Reynolds family, carefully restored by Bandit Moody Cars in Florida. Mr. Reynolds specifications. Mr. Steve has a handful of goodies that go with the car as well. Don't miss the opportunity on Burt Reynolds 77 Trans Am. 200,000 is paid. market has been matched with the 2018 Challenger Demon that's going to be selling next. Don't miss this opportunity of the 2023 Dodge Challenger SRT Demon 170.
165, 165, bottom here, now you're out. 165, bottom here, now have. Sold for $160,000.
Here's number 713.1. Here's your 2018 Dodge Challenger SRT Demon as well. Now this one's got the 6.2-liter supercharged Hemi V8. Here with an 8-speed automatic transmission pushing 808 horsepower. Only 5,673 actual miles from the J. Markheimer Collection.
20, 30, and 30, 40, 50,
673 miles out of a great collection, 6.2-liter supercharged Hemi.
100, 95 up here, now 100, and now come in, 95, 100, now I gotta get 100 pounds an hour, now I gotta get 90, now 100, and 90 pounds an hour, 100 pounds an hour, now I gotta get 100 pounds an hour, 100 pounds an hour, 95, all through, and 95 pounds an hour, and 95, get up, 95 and a half. Now 100, what'd you say? No, I won't take it, I'll do 95 if you want to, and 95, and 92, 95, and 92, 95, and 95, 95 pounds an hour and a half. Sold for $92,000. Damn, so.
Automatic transmission, the GT can launch from 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. The original MSRP over $627,000. Mr. Steve, tell them how special this GT is.
Folks, these cars were unobtainable. It took an act of Congress to get these cars when they first came out. Very select few are offered on the market at this particular time. But the rest of them if you're not this, you're opportunity to buy some Ford racing history.
I gotta get a body bank out of anything else I give a man 5. I gotta get a 100, 200, and 200 pounds an hour, 300 pounds an hour, 3, 4, 4, 5, 500, and 600, and 600 pounds an hour, 700 pounds an hour.
You look good in it.
900, I gotta get a 175, 88, 75, 900, and 900, and 900 pounds an hour, 9 quarter, and 925, and 925, and 925 pounds an hour, 925, and 925, 925 pounds an hour, and 925,000, and 925, and 925.
One of the highest option GTs that I've ever seen. Carbon features, titanium, the red package on it. It is spectacular spec.
These are only offered to select few buyers. Very, very rare.
Carbon wheels. It doesn't get any better than what we're looking at.
925, and 925, and 925 pounds an hour, and 925, and 925 pounds an hour, and 925, and 910, and 920, and 920, and 920 pounds an hour. Should be bringing over $1 million easily. I gotta get up 920.
Easily.
920 pounds an hour, and 920 pounds an hour, and 920 pounds an hour,
You shouldn't even have to think of that price.
920,000, and 920 pounds an hour, and 920 pounds an hour. Let's hear it, Palm Beach and a half. So,
Steve, congratulations.
Ford GT GT. And this one's powered by a supercharged V8 engine, paired with a 6-speed transmission, finishing that beautiful Mark IV red, characterized by the white alarm stripes. Now, ladies and gentlemen, 597 actual miles on the 05 Ford GT.
Here's one finish in the Mark IV red, characterized by the white Le Mans stripes. The color duo was featured in only 766 of the 2005 model GT.
All right, gotta get now $15,000. I'm heading up 209. Gotta get up over $15,000. I'm gonna get up $415,000. David Dale's all through. And $415,000 and a half. So for $410,000.
Here for the 727 Clutch-Like automatic transmission. That's the Weiss 8 validation report. Your shirt is the real deal. Absolutely one of the most desirable collector cars in the world on our stage for sale right now, Joseph.
Original matching numbers, the Alpine white dressed in that beautiful color with the black vinyl top. This is from the Prestige collection, the beautiful Plymouth Superbird.
Hey, I'm going to get 190,000 tonight. 190,000 Camille's on the lead. You're out the back. 190,000. 190,000. Go ahead, get 190,000.
This is a buy right here for a Superbird 440 6-pack car. Pay attention.
Right, how to get a blue paint, how to get 195. Hey, you say 190, now 5. Head to how to get 90, speed 200. Head 200,000 tonight. Head 192. Head 200, how to get 200 is bid.
There we go.
Is in the lead. Head 200, you got 200 right now. Head 210. Head 210. He might want to smile. Head 210,000 out of how to get a 10, get a 10, get a 10 out of how to get a 210 win. Head 210. Head 210,000 out of how to get a 10 like 10. Head 210,000 out of all through.
Powered by the Chevrolet Performance LSX 454 cubic inch small block, 700 horsepower, Tremec T56 6-speed manual transmission.
How to get a body paint, how to get a body paint, how much? here. I got yourself to get 200 pounds tonight. I gotta get out 50, 60, 70, and 70 grand, 70 grand, 70 grand, 80, 90, 90, and 100 pounds tonight. 100 pounds tonight. I gotta get up 10, 10, 10, 120, 820, 820 pounds tonight. I gotta get up 120 pounds tonight. 120, 30, 840, 40, 40, 100, get up 40 pounds tonight. 50, 60 pounds tonight. 860 pounds tonight. 70, I gotta get up 80. I gotta get up 80, 80, 80, 100, get up 80, 880 pounds tonight. I gotta get 80 pounds tonight. I gotta get 80, 180 pounds tonight. 180 pounds tonight. 180 pounds tonight. I gotta get 80, 80, 80, 180, 90, 182, and 200 pounds tonight. And 2, and 200 pounds tonight. I gotta get up 2, and 200 pounds tonight. I gotta get up 2, 81, 10, and 210, and 2 get up 10, 10, what do you think? 2, 10, I gotta get 210, and 220, and 220, and 220, and 220, $220. Steve, go ahead, 220 pounds, and now 30.
Exceptional restaurant line, the tool been down there, folks. Roadster shop, fast track chassis, got the adjustable half-fill rollovers behind Barrett extreme brakes. It has it all. Absolute incredible. Couldn't begin to build for this kind of money.
$800,000 build on this car.
30, I had it on 40, I had it on 240 pounds tonight. And take it on 40, take it on 40, take it on 40 pounds tonight.
As you say, Nova.
Emissions compliant in all 50 states. Here's a 2005 Ford GT Hector Performance Twin Turbo. Here's an early production. It is powered by the supercharged 5.4 liter twin turbocharged V8 engine. Right, then you get 40 pounds, now get out, then you get out, get a half million here, 500. I have got 100 pounds in our get out 10, 10, 50, 60, 60, 75, 85, 100 pounds in our quarter, and 125, got it, get out 25, 50 pounds in our get out 150 pounds, 850 pounds in our get out 150 pounds in our 60 pounds in our 160 pounds in our 160 pounds in our get out 60, 70, 70, 80, 180 pounds tonight, 180 pounds tonight. Here's one modified in 2005 by Jason Hefner from Sarasota, Florida. Was assigned to serial number 1 and it features Ford Performance exhaust, shorty headers, and a Penske shop. 90, I take 190 on here. That's 85, 90. V6 engine, 7-speed, dual clutch, automatic transmission. Tell me a little bit about that thing, Steve.
This is the one we're waiting for. This lightweight experimental prototype played an important role in the development of the GT40 back in the day. Absolutely incredible car, extremely rare, just like new. Do not miss your opportunity, folks. These are not available. You can't buy them anymore. There'll never be anything like these again. Trust me, absolutely historic right here.
I'm going to get about $2 million. I'm going to get about $300, $400, $500, $600,
Joseph, there's only 30 examples here he's produced. This has 16 actual miles. It's the final year of the Ford GT. This thing absolutely represents the pinnacle of what we can do today. And these will never be created exactly this way again. It just will not happen. And here's your opportunity to buy a piece of history. Do not miss your opportunity today.
860, 870, 870 pounds a dollar, 870 pounds a dollar, 870, 880, 880, 880 pounds a dollar, 880, 90, 890 pounds a dollar, 890 pounds a dollar. Car should be bringing $1.5 million plus, ladies and gentlemen. I gotta get out 900 pounds a dollar, 900 pounds a dollar.
This is a buy for this car.
900, 925, 925, 925, 925, 925, 50, 950, 935, 135, 950, 975, 975, 975, $1 million. I can get $1 million. $1 million is big. There we go. 75, now one.
Here is one. Do remember, only 30 examples produced. It's a beautiful, beautiful heritage edition, the Allan collection. It was one of the last ones ever. Tell me a little bit if you want to.
We look back on this, and this is going to seem like it's a whole lot of money now, but when we look back on this, it's absolutely, I'm beating myself, but think about it, a restoring opportunity. At least one guy here knows what he's buying. Don't miss your opportunity.
75, 92, like
Here's lot number 743, walking the block next. Here is a 1973 Ford Bronco custom SUV. It is powered by the Whipple supercharged Boss 302 Coyote 5-liter V8 engine, dyno tested at 569 horsepower.